start out tonight with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you very much. Start out with a roll call.
President Aldrico.
Here.
Trustee Boyce.
Here.
Elector McCullough. Here. Commissioner Swindle.
Here.
Trustee Morelli.
Here.
Trustee Badisich.
Here.
Trustee Lewandowski.
Here.
Michelle Weber, Jessica Strickland, and Chris Boucher.
All right, we have Mr. Skinner filming against. All righty. We're here tonight to go over John's budget for Road and Bridge for the 2016-2017 budget. Everybody should have a copy of the budget. John, do you want to kind of run us through it real quick, or?
What I basically did was I just added money where I was short last year. Yeah, let me get my form here. Basically what you're looking at in the plus and minus form is the budget numbers were last year's numbers, and then it's what I expended for the year, this year, and then what I'm adding to it or subtracting from the budget numbers from last year. I thought that'd be the easiest way to do it. And most of them are because of shortages that we transferred, or you'll see on the second page I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minuses. Those three line items are going to be deleted. The one with the minus on auto fuel, you can see I had 40,000 and we spent 17. So it's just no sense keeping that money in there.
Hey John, I agree with you on the argument on fuel, except for if there's an unforeseen cost like $3 to $5 a gallon increase, we would still rather have a little extra in there than. I mean, I see it's about half, but still, our gas prices have been down.
Yeah, from what I've been hearing out on the street, the petroleum prices are going to be staying around this for about another year. Asphalt's made with petroleum, and they're all talking the same. Everybody's kind of giving me the same clues that it's going to be the same. If there is a situation where we go over, we can transfer up to 10% of the budget. So if I do happen to go over, I'll still be able to cover it. I've got an issue with my building. The steel siding has got big rust holes in it, and we're leaking into the actual office. So I put 20,000 there for that. The boom mower broke, so that's really probably the biggest change. Is I added 110,000 into the equipment purchase line item, and that is to cover the cost of the boom mower. The building principal and loan, they were paid off, so we can get rid of that line item. And I'm not planning on buying any property, so I got rid of that building capital outlay building purchase. 25,000, I took that out. I did get some good news. I just got my municipal share late Friday afternoon, and I was trying to find out. Dave was about $100,000 difference of what he thought it would be and what I'm actually getting. So I'll have another 100,000 that I'm going to put in. Right now I'm undecided, but I think I'm going to put it in the MOA, which is paving roads and so. Anybody have any questions on the budgeting part of it?
I just wanted to show them that we had talked about in the salaries.
Yes, I was going to go over that next.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, I agree with everybody on the 3%. I'm going to stay with you guys on that across the board. I think it's nice to be cohesive. There is one change that I was going to. Jacob Dick is working 40 hours a week. He's still considered seasonal, and he's actually looking to, I think he's getting into one of the unions, pipe fitters? No, iron workers. So he probably is going to be leaving in June, but he's been there working. He doesn't need the insurance. I don't give him any vacation or anything. He went from, what do you call it? seasonal to, it's not really considered full-time yet, but, because he's gonna be leaving, but I was gonna bump him up to $12 an hour. And Anthony Solinsky is off, he's been gone for a while, so he's out. And then my part-time guys, they're gonna make the $9 an hour like they have the past few years. Unless you're returning, but I don't, Ben's not coming back because he's got some kind of, he's finishing school. So if guys are returning, you know, the 3% would be offered to them, but I don't have anybody really returning.
Like the summer help you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have anybody?
Well, I have summer help lined up, they're just not the, you know, the last 5 or 3 years, 5 years, I haven't been there 5 years. The last 3 years has been the same guys every summer.
Okay.
So if they were still coming back, I would offer them the 3%. But since we're starting over, the heck with the new guys. No, I'm just kidding. That's not fair.
Start at the bottom, you work your way
How
up.
many
Yeah.
guys do you think you got going on for the summer?
Actually, we're probably just going to put on 2 and see how it goes.
I was gonna ask you something, I don't know if this is the right time or not. It was about grass cutting. The gentleman at our building out there, he went out there and he said, you know, the front is grass and the side is grass, but those weeds, he said you gotta cut it with a tractor.
You talking about the far back where it's kind of like a, I don't want to say hayfield, it's not
Yeah.
like it's like a
Well,
prairie
I
grass.
didn't hear you, I heard you had a conversation.
Yeah, I talked to I drove by when the gentleman was cutting grass out there, Mark, and asked him how it went, if he thought it was feasible, you know, the $100. And he says that back area and the one side is just too tough for this a riding mower that he's
I was
got.
gonna ask John if you'd wanna run that bush hog through it just one time, get it.
Yeah, no, I have no problem with that. I talked to somebody at the church that goes there, they've been members and friends of mine, and he said they usually let that grow up
Yeah.
pretty crazy. If you don't want to do that, we can run the bush hog through there, that's not.
Maybe
an issue.
once or twice through the summer.
Yeah,
to
that's
keep
not,
it
no,
down.
that's not.
I wanna
a big
talk to
problem.
the city, now that we are next to the city, I wanna make sure that we're not breaking any lawn or weed ordinances or, you know.
Or like with
That's
the
a good
neighbors,
point.
you know, you don't want.
Yeah, well-
I mean, I don't know how it used to be kept prior, you know, so that's.
John just said he used to just let it grow.
That's what the guy at the church said, they never cut it the last, a couple acres back there.
Yeah, that's what the guy said. He said, this hasn't been cut, he said, I can't.
No, he went for mine, cut the field for a lady.
Years before that,
It's her
it
friend.
was farm.
It's your friend, I brought it up
My friend
a long
broke
time.
it.
But
She was
I would
complaining
say, I
because
can't
it's private property.
Yeah,
so
something.
I said,
I know, it's tough to say what we're gonna do in the future,
Can we-
but as of right now, if it needs to be run through one.
And then she moved out of it.
maybe they can-
I already suggested.
Can we farm it? Yeah, can we farm it? That
Can we
was,
just lease it to the guy next
I'm
door?
gonna find out about that. Well,
see if we can do that.
farm it out again.
Because there's property that the high school owns.
Let's get back on 23. So John, your appropriation is gonna be $1,830,808, right?
Yeah, I've got that extra 100, it's actually gonna be, what'd you say, Ron?
We're at the very end of the copy. This one here. Display. She give you one?
Yeah, you're talking about the actual budget, right?
Yeah. Back page, second to back page.
Well, I have 1694308. Am I looking at a different one? You should give me a different one. Should give me
Total
a-
appropriations or general road fund?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, actually because you have to give the municipal shares, that's the total, that 1.8, I believe, is the total money coming in, but you gotta give the cities their share, and then some other expenses out here.
All right, anybody else have any questions of the budget?
I was just gonna ask you one thing, I know you bought a couple of trucks and you
Yes.
talked about boom trucks.
Yes.
Are there any other big ticket items that you think in the future you're gonna need there?
Yes, actually, it's not a real big ticket. We need a lawnmower to cut the grass because I used my mower last year, ours crapped out. So that's when I introduced you to that Dave. But that's only like a $8,000 purchase. I'm going to buy a tractor, a Kubota. We bought one last year. I need to buy another one because one replaced that 30-year-old Ford. and we have an old John Deere.
Is
And
that
then,
like a backhoe? Or
pardon?
is
No,
that
it's just a book with the bush hog. It's for
Oh.
cutting the sides.
Okay.
Be for cutting your grass. And then the only other thing I'm looking to purchase, and that would be on a 5-year municipal lease, lease to purchase, is a big truck. We've got our old number 3 has got a big hole in the roof, and that would be a big purchase.
Yeah.
So the way I've got everything set up
This year,
is,
you're gonna try to get that.
Yeah,
What's
because-
big? 80, 70?
that's about $170,000 to $180,000 vehicle. But the way with the 5-year leases, I've been talking to the other, like when we go to the Highway Commissioner Association meetings, they give you all these ways of updating your fleet without expending a lot of money. So we've got the loader at $35,000 a year. This truck's supposed to come in about $30,000 a year. So that, right now, I've got $210,000 in that line item, but that's only because of the boom mower. I'm not gonna lease that. I had enough money left over, so we're gonna pay for that, but then I'll just start, the fire department probably does the same thing, where you just kind of rotate the trucks. Yeah, so once the loader's paid off, okay, we'll buy another truck, and then once that truck's paid off, and that's how you, because these guys, like Frankfurt, I don't think he's got anything older than like a 2008. I'm like, how do you do that? I got stuff in the 80s.
Right.
And that's where they were kind of giving me some help there. Yeah, they just kind of rotate. So you always have payments, but you know, you always have decent equipment. So. But our spreaders need replacing, and that's not big ticket, you know. Plows, I got a couple cracked plows. But things are going good, so I'm just glad that we had the money. And then if I put that extra $100,000 in the MOA, we'll be able to pave quite a few roads. Now, please remember too, we've got the Smith Road Bridge. That's probably going to be, our 20% share is $500,000. So I talked to Homer, and they're going to give me probably a couple $100,000 of that because we do share that road. The IGA says I have to take care of it, but he was nice enough to say, well, you know, it is. I told him we're just going to do half the bridge. You can worry about the other half. And so I'll come up with something for you.
Take over that,
Yeah.
The west half, I guess.
Yeah, so that's going well. That's going to probably start construction in 2020. Yeah, because we've got financing for the construction phase through the government, 1.687 million or something. So now we're looking for funding for phase 1 and 2, and we're real close to getting that. So, but that's when the government will give us our money. In other words, yes, we're going to give you the money, but you have to wait till 2020 to get it. Yes, yes. No, that's federal.
Okay.
That's federal.
It's a better chance.
No, Illinois is not giving away nothing.
And because it's federal money, you have to go through all federal.
Yeah, it's crazy. Good crazy though.
Yeah.
Glad they're giving me the money. But that bridge is in rough shape, so I don't want to have to close it. They may put the weight limit down, you know, or lower it,
What's
you
it
know.
at right now?
I believe it's 10 tons, so they might drop it down to 8, you know, but the school buses are still good. Garbage trucks are a little heavy, but you're not going to keep them out.
That's the bridge that goes over the Big Rock Bridge.
Yeah, on Smith Road. Jack did the High Road one, and then this is directly, same creek, but one street over.
Is that upgrade routing plan still in place, or?
Right now, I don't know, yeah, we're definitely gonna fill out the paperwork, because if I can get the federal government to pay like 90% and bring it up to IDOT standards, I'm doing that for sure. So I'd only be 80%, I'm sorry, and then we have to go up to 20. I don't know why it's a 90. It's 80-20 split. So yeah, definitely, that'd be,
Okay, your budget is on display already,
yes, it is.
and you're going to have
We have a meeting May
May
16th for the
16th
approval.
for the approval of the public hearing on May 16th. And Road and Bridge budget gets approved in the public hearing as opposed to the regular meeting, so. Public hearing.
And I'm sorry to have to make you guys meet, like a separate meeting. I tried to get it for the May meeting, but I was waiting for all these bids to come in on the equipment in the building. I still don't have a solid number on the building yet, you know, to repair the holes in the building, so kind of shooting up the hip on a few of those line items.
All right, anybody else have any questions? All right, thank you. We'll move on to the other thing I had on the agenda was to talk about the approval of the Dewberry contract for the architectural drawings. I put that on there just as a, I thought if everything, all the stars lined up, we had the contract, and Gary looked at it and everything, I'd be able to get it done, but it didn't happen. And we still don't have contracts, so we'll just table that, we're gonna work on that. We don't have a contract yet. I do want to get those drawings and things going as soon as possible, so we can get that building rocking and rolling this summer, so we can construction goes. So I'm gonna put it on our regular meeting. We should have it by then. And Gary should have time to look at it. If I can get it done sooner than that, if we can get, I can, if it looks like I can get a quorum together and get it passed, I'll try to get a meeting together. If not, we'll have to wait till, I want to get this, contract going, since they won't do a thing until it's signed.
When you say contract, I mean, is that, like, they're gonna give us
The construction drawings, the whole thing.
bottom
actually,
line, like, what it's gonna,
what they're
their
going to
costs.
do with all the,
and they didn't come up with that.
I guess, putting that together for instance. So, other than that, I have nothing else. We could call for an adjournment. We got a motion to adjourn by Barb.
I'll second it.
And second by Dean. All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. That's all we need.